I built a bot that trades cryptocurrency with real money. It runs on a server around the clock, and it makes its own decisions. And before we go one step further, let me be completely straight with you. This is not financial advice. I am a developer, not an advisor. I am not going to show you profits. I am not going to tell you to copy this, and you can absolutely lose money doing it. What this video is about is the engineering, how you build one of these safely, and every single thing that broke along the way. It started with a pretty simple question. Can a Python script trade crypto automatically and actually manage it sensibly? I had no experience in algorithmic trading whatsoever, so the plan was deliberately boring. Build the bot, test it with fake money, understand exactly what it does and why it does it, and only then, much later, think about real money. That order matters more than anything else in this video. So the first stop was Alpaca. Alpaca is a broker with a free paper trading environment, which means fake money moving against real live market prices. The API is clean, the Python library is genuinely good, and it covers crypto and US stocks. Most importantly, the risk is exactly zero. Nothing you do can cost you anything. If you want to learn this, this is where you start, not with your own cash. Now, rather than building one bot, I built three. Same engine, three different personalities. The aggressive one uses very fast-moving averages, a 2 and a 4, with a 12% trailing stop across 16 symbols. The conservative one is much calmer, a 9 and a 21, with a tighter 7% stop. And the weekly one is a screener and swing bot watching 42 symbols. Running them side by side means you are comparing strategies against the same market at the same time. That is the only honest comparison you can make. The first versions were, frankly, basic. A moving average crosses, buy. It crosses back, sell. That is not a strategy. That is a coin flip with extra steps. So 6 upgrades went in, and I want to walk through them, because each one exists because of a specific weakness. Number 1, an ATR-based stop loss. ATR stands for average true range, and it just means how much this coin normally moves in a day. Instead of a fixed percentage stop for everything, the bot sets the stop at twice that distance. So a wild coin gets a wide stop, and a calm coin gets a tight one. Number 2, the trailing stop. Once a trade is actually in profit, the stop loss follows the price upward. If the price then falls back 10% from its highest point, the bot sells. This is the answer to a problem every beginner has, which is wanting to sell at the exact top. Nobody sells at the top. The top only exists once it has already happened. A trailing stop is the rule you use instead of a crystal ball. Number 3 is the ADX filter, and this one is the most underrated. ADX measures how strongly the market is trending. Below 20, the market is choppy and going nowhere. Above 20, there is an actual trend. And below 20, the bot simply refuses to trade. Think about that. A meaningful chunk of the intelligence here is knowing when not to play. Number 4 is a multi-time frame check. Even if the 1-hour chart looks great, the bot looks at the 4-hour chart as a second opinion, and if those disagree, it waits. Number 5, the bot grades its own homework. It tracks its win rate, its average profit and loss, its best and worst trades, and how far the portfolio has fallen from its highest point. And it emails that to me. If you cannot measure it, you are not running a system, you are just gambling with extra steps. And number 6, a cooldown. If a stop loss gets hit on a coin, the bot will not touch that coin again for 6 hours. Without that, it happily buys straight back into something that is still falling. Right. Real money. After a lot of paper trading, I moved to VALR, which is a South African exchange. And the reason is practical. It trades directly in Rand. So there is no Forex conversion and no international transfer in the way. And I started with 96 Rand. That is roughly $5. That was completely deliberate. When you switch on a live trading bot for the first time, you want your maximum possible loss to be an amount you would honestly not care about losing. There is a nice engineering wrinkle here too. VALR does not expose a candle endpoint, so there is no price history to work with. The fix is that the bot pulls its price history from Binance's public API instead and trades on VALR. And that works because the strategy is currency agnostic. The shape of the Bitcoin chart is the shape of the Bitcoin chart, whether you are pricing it in dollars or in Rand. Authentication on every private call is an HMACS HA512 signature. So here is what the live bot actually does. Every 3 days at 8 in the morning, a screener runs. It scores all 10 Rand pairs across 5 weighted criteria. Momentum is 30%, ADX is 25, RSI is 20, volume is 15, and volatility is 10. Then it picks the best 5 for the next 3 days. The point of that is to take the choosing out of my hands entirely. I do not get to have a favorite coin. The scores decide. Then every 15 minutes it checks those 5 picks. If the fast-moving average crosses the slow one, and ADX is at least 20, and the 4-hour chart agrees, that is a buy. It spends 19% of the available balance, sets the ATR stop, and sets a take-profit target. The trailing stop takes over from there. And every single hour, whether anything happened or not, it emails me a heartbeat. Trades if there were any, and the portfolio value either way. A silent bot is indistinguishable from a dead bot. And now the part 1 actually want you to remember, because this is what paper trading never teaches you. Real money finds bugs that fake money cannot. The worst one involved a tiny leftover position in a coin called AVAX, worth about 89 cents in Rand. The bot tried to sell it. VALR rejected the order, because there is a minimum order size of 10 Rand. But the rejection came back silently. The bot did not realize it had failed. So it tried again, and again, 14 times. Nothing was lost, but that is genuinely a frightening bug, because it is an unbounded retry loop touching a live exchange. The fix was 2 lines of thinking. Check the order value against the minimum before even attempting a sell, and if it is below the minimum, clear the position from tracking immediately so the bot stops trying. And the real lesson underneath it? A failed API call that you never check is not a failure you noticed. It is a failure that is now silently in charge of your money. There were 4 more worth knowing about. The original price data source could not find Rand crypto pairs at all, and the backup rate limited me, which is what led to using Binance. Python's logging quietly refused a comma thousand separator in a format string and crashed the sell function in 5 different places. The report app was built into an exe, and because a frozen exe points at itself, it launched 30 copies of itself. And after moving to the server, all the emails silently stopped, because Hetzner blocks the standard secure mail port. That last one took a switch to port 587 with startles, enforcing IP version 4. Alongside the bot, 3 tools got built, and all 3 exist because of the same need. Seeing what the thing is doing. There is a desktop report app, written with Tinter and packaged as a single Windows executable, with a built-in glossary, because I kept forgetting what the abbreviations meant. There is a command line daily report that reads the trade log and explains in plain English what happened and why. And there is the heartbeat email, which replaced getting a notification for every single trade, because that got noisy fast. The whole thing runs on a Hetzner server, so it does not depend on my PC being awake. So what did I actually learn? A few things, and none of them are exciting. Nobody sells at the peak, so you use rules instead of instincts. Paper trading is essential, but it will not show you every bug. A bot that loses money on a trade is not broken, it is following its rules. A bot that ignores its rules is broken. And you measure this over 30 to 90 days, not over one good afternoon. Look, I have no idea whether this makes money long term, and anyone who tells you they know is selling you something. But as a project for learning AP is, error handling, scheduling, and deployment all at once, it is genuinely one of the best I have built. Just start on paper, and start small. Subscribe if this was useful, and I will see you in the next one.